Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 2 PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I am using the Bone Scythe, and yes, I did hit a 586 with this weapon. In the last patch, these weapons, the Reaper class weapons, were given a very nice buff, and it allows for their damage output to more closely reflect their attack ratings. So that's a very good thing, because before, it really wasn't even close. It wasn't close at all. Even if you hit with the sweet spot, the damage output just didn't resemble the attack rating. Now it does, and that means things are a bit different for these weapons. So let's get started with the Bone Scythe. The Bone Scythe is a weapon you get from the soul of the Covetous Demon. It requires 28 strength and 20 dexterity. It has a B scaling in strength and no dexterity scaling, so it is definitely a strength weapon. There's no doubt about that. It adds more variety to strength weapons, and I think that's a fantastic thing. The attack rating with the weapon, for me, with my build and my 60 strength, is 456, so that's a 406 without it. Without a Ring of Blades plus 2, that is. The counter strength of the weapon is 110. The poise damage is 15 per hit, and the weight is 10 units. Now, as you guys have seen, this weapon, when you hit with the sweet spot, does incredible damage. It really does, and that's a good thing. But most people will pick up this weapon and think it's complete garbage. The reason being, they're not hitting with the sweet spot. When you don't hit with the sweet spot, this weapon's damage varies very much. Right there, 341, right there, 89, and in just a second or two, 421. Yeah, big difference in the damage outputs right there, guys. Very, very big difference. Very extreme differences, depending on where you hit with the weapon. Now, when you're looking at this weapon, where do you expect the sweet spot to be? The inside of the curve, for the, for the blade part, right? No, that's actually not where it is. For some reason, From Software decided it would be a good idea to make the sweet spot for this weapon on the outside of the curve. So not the inside where it would be on a standard scythe, in real life, but the outside. Why they did this, I'm not really sure at all, but they did it. So that's where it is, guys, and now you know. Now, that being said, even if you do hit with the inside, you'll still deal relatively decent damage. It's hitting right up front with the handle is what you want to avoid. That's really, really what you want to avoid happening. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, as you guys have seen, this thing eats through shields like there is no tomorrow. It does nearly full damage through shields, inherently. Nothing special about the attacks I'm doing, just R1s, R2s, one-handed and two-handed. All go through shields. Super, super easy, and that's a really good thing. I like that about this weapon a lot, but they only do it if you hit with the sweet spot. So that adds a bit of skill to the dynamic of going through shields. I really like that. I honestly think that is truly fantastic, and I can't complain about it at all. The only thing about this weapon that is bad, in my opinion, the biggest con of the weapon, would definitely be the fact that you need to be a very passive player in order for this to work well for you. Now, as you guys know, I have an aggressive playstyle. I usually just rush in headfirst and start swinging. I'm not doing that with this weapon. Reason being, I can't. You can't do it. It just doesn't work. The reason for that is because its tracking is not really a thing. Its tracking is just not there at all. The only move this weapon has that actually has good tracking is the one-handed R2. And surprisingly, it's got the best tracking of almost any attack in the game. It might actually be the best tracking attack in the game. While being locked on, I can just press that one-handed R2, and I'll turn around almost 180 degrees just from being locked on. If you unlock and turn, well, that's just a whole nother story. It works even better, but just with being locked on, being able to turn around about 180 degrees with tracking inherent like that, it's fantastic. So because of that, you can actually use the attack to bait very well, but the other attacks, they leave you quite open to being backstabbed, so that's something you definitely need to watch out for. But, considering that's the biggest con, I wouldn't really say that makes this a bad weapon at all, actually. The sweet spot thing, that is another significant con, but I would definitely have to say the tracking is a bit more of a problem, in my opinion. Now, the biggest pro of the weapon, I would say it's the ability to eat through shields, because of course, who doesn't want to hit 371 through Havel's shield? I mean, really, who doesn't want to do that? It just feels so good to do, and I mean, you can't really complain about it. Of course, you'll get some threats saying, oh, I'm gonna ban you, oh, you're such a hacker, but they just don't know what's good in the game, I guess. Anyway, this is the last fight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it helpful in one way or another. Please like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.